around, I want to say, probably, I don't know, probably 1900s is when they started saying 1920s. It's like, okay, well, the woman is going to get the kids, obviously, and then what would happen, well, probably sooner than that, the woman get the kids, what would happen is the man then pays for the kids to be there. Or like we know for some things that happened back in the day, the man would just leave and go 2 towns away. Look at that. I don't know.
So he's always working so much that he's not having time with the kids. So I mean that makes sense.
What you about to say? Absolutely
right. Because I bet that back in the day, it was less people getting divorced because no woman wants to leave their children. You know what I mean?
True. It was also if you think about the dynamic of who's getting divorced, it was definitely less of us getting divorced.
Definitely.
Reason being because we were stronger as a family. We knew Grandpa had them 2 families in the next town over. Yeah. We know that. But guess what Grandma did? If they separated, Grandma was weaker by herself. She was still stronger with a half-assed man than she was with no man.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy.
I mean, that was back in the day. That could have been true. I mean,
especially if
not
you bring the majority of his money home to her family. Even though he got other kids elsewhere, he's still taking care of this our family.
Wow.
Hey, I can see why.
It's one thing to be poor, but it's another thing to be poor and black. Or I should say black and import.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
By yourself.
Yeah. So that's just kind of using history. People that's like, no, that ain't true. Well, just think about it logically. Why would a child be taken care of by someone who can't take care of him? They go with the father who can. That's just the provider. That's just how it was back in male chauvinistic days. That's just what it was. So that was income sharing. Why, of course, back then, and that's why it's kind of a flip now. Now the man goes off and the woman takes care of the child, but she gets the money. Now we're talking about percentage of income. This one's pretty cool too. It comes out to be almost the same amount, but I guess it all depends on who your lawyer is to kind of break down a percentage of income. So determine a non-custodial parent's income, because we're talking about percentage of income. The non-custodial parent's income, let's say, is $2,000. They use the same statutory table for whatever the child is. So let's say a child's going to be 17% out of $2,000, right? So obviously, you do your math on that. That means that person's paying $340 for child support every single month for one kid.
That's not bad though.
That's a month.
A month.
Yeah, that's not.
You got 2 kids.
I'll take it 7.
You got 2 kids now. You just double that. You know what I'm saying? So the percentage may jump up. So that might have been part of the table I was on, where I was around at 300. It might have been like around that same table. They might have been 18% or whatever the income was, however it may have been. But either way, that's how they look at it.